It is the day. It is the hour. Welcome in. It is time for a conversation that we need to have and that we need to continue over the next several years as we face and adjust to this reality. Happy MLK Day, Robin. It is absolutely the correct thing to start with. Happy MLK Day, everyone. This is Dr. Avis. Come on in, come on in. For those of you who are joining me on the bulk of the platforms here, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, obviously, YouTube, feel free to tag your people or to share this stream. This is a conversation I think it's important that we have and that we have right now. I intentionally chose 12 noon today to have this conversation with you. Why? Because 12 noon today is when the official transfer of power takes place in this country. And as the transfer of power takes place, I need you all to understand that this has severe implications. Hold on just a second. This is my youngest. I'll get back to him in a second. I want you to understand that that has severe implications on what we will be facing and what we're already seeing happening. Okay. So let me start from here. First of all, for those of you who are new to me, let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Avis. I am the creator of something called the Evolution Revolution. You can get more information about it and sign up right now. It's free, a free training series that actually starts next Monday, a week from today. So you can go to evolutionrevolution2025.com, grab your seat, and join us there where I'll have more time to go more deeply into topics that I'll be discussing today and even more. But I want you to understand what the purpose of today's conversation is all about. Today's conversation is really all about being prepared in this season to win. Being prepared in this season to create opportunities for ourselves, to be prepared in this season in order to be best situated, in order to make sure that we are supported economically and can provide support for those that we love and care about throughout these times of retrenchment. It's really about us understanding that now is not a time to shrink, it's a time to fight. And not only is it a time to fight, it's a time to win. And that's exactly the conversation that I want to continue having with you starting next week, but we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Now, the first thing I want to do, and I want to acknowledge, because some new things have popped off even from, this morning that I just saw, and I have to acknowledge this. Because if there's one thing that I can do, I'm sorry, Instagram, seem to be having a poor connection over there on Instagram. I'm kind of sorry about that. Hopefully you guys are still there. One thing you can count on me to do for you is to speak truth to you. And I don't know how many of you have seen this, but yesterday, Trump had a little rally with some of his folks in which he literally admitted that Elon Musk helped. Nobody knows computers like Elon Musk. Literally, this is what he said. And that he helped to make sure that they rigged the election ultimately for them to win. Yeah, he said it. Here's the reality. He said that. Honestly, I suspected it because it didn't make sense to me. But the reality is that nothing's going to happen. Nobody's going to do anything about it. The Democrats are likely too much of a punk to even acknowledge it, the vast majority of them. And no one's going to challenge his power. So even though that is a shocking admission, it's not too shocking. As I mentioned, I suspected it. I really suspected it all along. What is shocking is that he said the quiet part out loud. But he can say it because he knows nothing's going to happen. Nobody's going to do anything to stop him right now. He's here. It's too late. No one challenged it. they're moving forward. So now is a moment in which we have to face this reality and we need to move forward. Hold on for a second, you guys. Hold on. Hold on for a second. I'm getting a call from my son. I just want to make sure everything is okay. Hold on just a second. Hold on. I'm sorry about this. All right. So hopefully I will hear back from here in a second to find out what's going on with that. If worst case scenario, if I have to jump off, I'll go back live again a little bit later. But I do want to at least say this before I pop off to find out what's going on and why my sons are blowing up my phone. Okay. Here's what I understand. Yes, exactly, Rhonda. So I need to find out what's going on with them because that's unusual. That one would call and then the other would call. All right. I knew my youngest he's at the dentist this morning. Anyhow, I will say this. With what we are facing, the reality is that we need to, and it completely knocked me off Instagram. The reality is that we have to face that we are going to have to live through this. Okay. So I will say this, in preparation for talking with you guys today, I reviewed, and that's messed up. Okay. Hold on a second. I reviewed, and also in honor of this being King Day. Okay. I reviewed Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Community, a classic book and speech by Dr. King. And I felt like now was a particularly important time to review that piece because we're at a moment like this, like that, an inflection point, or we need to ask ourselves, where do we go from here? And there are a couple of things I want to share with regards to my thoughts on that. Number one, I will say this, and I will say this main point that was made in that, and then probably what I'll do, since I just lost Instagram with these calls, I might have to go back live again around 2:00 maybe to reiterate this point, okay? Because I need to find out what's going on at home. But I will say this with my boys. One main point that stood out for me as I reviewed that text was this. Dr. King talks about the juxtaposition between love and power. And that oftentimes people who, hey there, Willetta, oftentimes people who, feel very, very connected to the notion of love and who want to embrace humanity through the vision of love, see power as an evil thing. Also, he talks about how oftentimes those who seek to get their way through power oftentimes are perceived as devoid of love. And what he was suggesting is that you need both. And the one point that he made that I thought was especially powerful, because I know that there are a lot of people on here who I am connected to, who are heart-centered, who you're building businesses or you are leading organizations that are looking to make a positive impact in the world. And sometimes it is very tempting for us to see what's going on right now, see the rank co-opting of power. Because given what was said yesterday, I think I can very plainly say this was a rigged election. I'm not saying it, Trump said it. Okay. So it was a power grab. And so because of that, oftentimes we see power as something negative. And here's what I want you to understand is that we need people like you to have power. A core quote that I want to share with you from King's writings around chaos and community, like where do we go from here? He said this. He said, power realized provides the ability to achieve purpose. Let me say that again so you can truly get that. Power realized provides the ability to achieve purpose. In this moment in which you probably are feeling all the feels, I want you not to be deterred. I want you to understand that you are still on a mission to achieve the power that you need in order to achieve your purpose. And I believe that right now we are under attack. In fact, specifically, our economic power is under attack. And I've talked about that in several streams before this one. So I won't go into the details around that. But what I will say is, you're welcome, Karen. I want you to commit yourself to not allow them to take your power. Do not allow them to take your power. It is in this moment that we need to speak and think and act strategically, individually, and collectively in order to amass and achieve the power that we must have in order to be able to not only save ourselves, our families, our communities, but to make the difference that you know you were born to make. And so I hate to do this, but I might be able to come right back on in about 2 minutes because I need to find out what's going on with my boys. However, if I don't, know that I will be on by 2 o'clock because I'm going to go into this a little bit deeper. Okay. And what I want you to know, though, is between now and then, I want you to think about this other P word outside of power, purpose. I want you to spend a moment to think about your purpose this morning. I want you to spend a moment to recommit yourself to your purpose this morning. I want you to spend a moment to think about how your business connects with your purpose this morning. And if you are someone who is right now employed, you don't have a business, but you are concerned about this new administration coming into office and what it might mean with regards to your future. Because the reality is it literally is a potential threat to your future. I want you to think about what your bigger purpose is for being on this planet. Yes, you can think about, okay, what other type of income do I need to get in the meantime? Do I need to think about getting another job? Yes. But in addition to that, I want you to think about what's deep inside of you is a broader purpose with regards to the impact that you want to make to the world. And is there a way that that can be monetized independently? Think deeply about your purpose. Think deeply about recommitting to that, what it looks like to recommit to it and stay committed to it, even in challenging times. And then meet me right back here. Instead of going back and forth, if then, I'm going to go ahead and call the boys and find out what's going on. But I will be back here, let's say, should be around 2 o'clock today. Here's the thing I will say. In between now and then, I'll be going live at 1:15 with Win with Black Women, Sisters Lead, Sisters Vote. We're doing a multi-hour live stream that has to do with celebrating the Black women who were elected to office in 2024, in which a record number were. So that's one form of power, political power. But I want us to think about economic power. We need both. We need both. I want you to lean unapologetically in the direction of your birthright to be strong economically. I want you to lean directly in the direction of committing to the desire that and to the reality that you deserve to make millions. Lean into that unapologetically and think about the positive impact you can make on the world when you have that kind of power. So do not, this is why this is another reason why I want to go live here, Nika, because I'm going to raise what Nika just said here because it's a very important point. Nika says this discourages voting even more. It certainly does. And for those of you who may be discouraged, I want you to know that that's exactly what they want. That is exactly what they want. They want to discourage you to not vote in the future so that they can remain a permanent, even honestly become a permanent minority. This is along the overarching theme. You do realize that Elon Musk is South African. He grew up under South African apartheid. His family left South Africa when apartheid was demolished. He is seeking to create an American apartheid. And that happens when good people stand down and allow a lawless and a moralist minority and an immoral minority, because that they completely understand that this country is shifting demographic to create a majority people of color nation, and therefore they are putting all the chess pieces in position to retain power in a democracy, what was a democracy, even when they no longer have the numbers. I want you to understand that is what's happening. And the only way to fight back is to seek and achieve our own sources of power. Yes, politically, but also economically. I'll come back here today at 2:00 to talk about this more deeply. But just know this is not the end. This is the beginning. And in fact, I would say that this is a rebirth of something, a birth or rebirth of something that could ultimately be the greatest type of advancement that we have seen. We will not go quietly in the night. We will fight and we will win. All right. With that said, I am going to run. I'm going to find out what the issue is with my sons. I will be back. Absolutely. Dr. Gale says wealth in the hands of good people can make a gargantuan great difference. You are absolutely right. Reinvention of ourselves. Absolutely. So do the homework I just gave you. Okay. Take a few minutes. Think about power. Okay. Purpose. What is your purpose? Recommit to that purpose. Join me back here at 2:00, and we're going to talk about how to go about implementing that purpose through the acquisition of realizing your power. Robin says, I'm currently unemployed, so really focusing on my purpose during this time while searching for a job. That's a great idea, Robin. Absolutely. All right, everybody. I will see you all right back here at 2:00. See you soon. Bye, everybody.